It's been a well-known fact that the Philippines is the only Christian nation in Asia. So, if the Philippines is a Christian nation, there's no need, right? Statistics say that only about 6 to 7% of the Philippine population is made up of evangelical Christians. Let's say 10%. That would mean 11 million people out of 110 million are Christians. That leaves 99 million people who are not going to heaven. 99 million lost in hell. So, is there a need in the Philippines? Yes, there is a need. Close to 90% of the population of the Philippines would consider themselves to be Roman Catholic. So it would be safe to say that the Philippines is a predominantly Roman Catholic country.
It's not just what I believe, but what we have believed, what my ancestors have passed on. That's the huge challenge for Filipinos.
Evangelism. Millions and millions need to be reached for the Lord.
The younger generation are more open. There is this openness. I think the Lord is just opening up a huge generation that could be open to the gospel.
From house to house and from street to street, we share, we deliver the message of God without fear.
Accelerated church planting. Multiplying churches.
I think that the World Link Ministries can be useful, especially the training that this ministry will provide our ministers and pastors to be able to do the church planting activities in a practical way.
Obedience and compassion is really important for the service of the Lord, but I believe that education or properly being equipped is part of that obedience and compassion.
It's not just we are born again, but we need also to study and to have knowledge.
If we train them, we can see churches planted with strong, healthy pastors leading the way.
To be ignited to plant churches.
Leadership training. There are 6,000 to 7,000 evangelical churches in the entire country of the Philippines. 90% of the pastors of these churches have little or no training or seminary background at all.
I believe what Worldling will offer will be the one that will really equip the pastors and even church planters here in our, especially in our place, because this is what we really need.
These pastors are vulnerable because of their lack of solid biblical training.
We're in the last days, and we have to do more for God, of course, and for God to work through us.
So for an expatriate coming here to start sharing the gospel and plant a church, it's going to take longer in the sense that he has to learn the language, learn to communicate, learn to find ways to understand the culture and adopt into the culture, and seek friendship with people. And I think it would take maybe 3 to 4 years to be able to at least somehow make some progress in terms of church planting. Whereas a local, someone who is immersed in the community, speaks the language, instantly can go out there, communicate with anyone in the neighborhood. They know him, they've seen him, and he can just, speak the gospel, share the gospel to them. For some 2 months, they could easily plant a church of Filipinos in the neighborhood.
For doing this is the right idea of what we're supposed to be doing.
Think about it. If we train pastors to train more pastors, then we can see a multiplication of Bible training centers for pastors, and this can multiply evangelism, accelerate church planting, and bring revival to the country.
At the rate we're going, if 10% get saved, the good news is there will be only about 100 million Filipinos going to hell. Does that touch your heart? They're your brothers and sisters. It's the love of God, the love of Christ that compels us. And it should. If it's not doing that, the Cubans say, if you're a believer and you're not seeing other believers saved, there's something wrong with your Christianity. They're pretty radical. Very biblical, I'd say.
God is at work, and you can play a major part. You can pray. You can give. WorldLink is ready to partner with you. Evangelism. Millions can be reached for the Lord. Accelerated church planting, multiplying churches, and leadership training, bringing solid biblical training to pastors. Together, we can be a part of God's plan in the most exciting time of ministry in the Philippines.